Oh, that's... All right, so what I've got here is the base. I'm gonna be using this as the base for my new lamp that I'll be calling the Three Wise Men. I'll have 3 birch propped right on top here. Already got it wired in. I've got it enclosed. All right. So I had one of those moments last night where you're just hanging out, you're done for the day, it's the evening, it's almost bedtime, and then blam, you realize that you had just made a mistake earlier that day. So I was working on this fixture, this lamp that I'm calling the Three Wise Men. It's gonna have 3 birch on this base right here. So I realized last night that I enclosed the base.
I've got it enclosed.
Which I have 3 wires sticking out, but now I have no way to mount these birch on here. Silly little goof. It's not my first goof, it won't be my last goof. So now I gotta take the bottom of this base off. All right, well that was a pain in the butt. Kind of ruined the base here, but none of the wires got nicked, which is important. All right, so we got the Hangman here, and I just ran some wires through. So I'm using a small socket that I got from a old reclaimed light. Got the wires coming out on this backside here rather than the bottom. I'm gonna have a little platform for this guy. We'll have a small little bulb right here, and this will be the Hangman. Here's a look at what will be the 3 wise men propped on their perch, each unique in their own way. So here's a look at what the inside of our box will look like. So this is what our 3 wise men will look like before I seal it up. So I've got our 3 wires being fed in, the 3 brown wires. That's what's going to be feeding the 3 lamps. Then I've got this clear cord here with a little dimmer on it. So this will be our power cord. So I'm just going to close this up. I'm gonna see how this dries. So there's where our patch was, pretty invisible, and then right here also pretty invisible. So we'll see how this guy dries. Just gonna have him sit in the sun. Okay guys, so I just went ahead and off camera sanded this thing down. I wanted to hit it with a heavy sand, so I went with 240, which isn't anything crazy, but it knocked off a lot of the early American finish, which was a little too dark, But what that did was in all of these divots here, it kept that dark color and it brought out the light. So where I covered the wood putty right there, it's nice and solid, which I think looks nice. And then on this back side right here, same thing. So what I'm gonna do now is sand it down with 400, but I'm really happy with this. That looks great. All right guys, what I got here is the lamp that I'm calling the Three Wise Men. 3 birch propped up on this platform here. Got it closed up. I've got the power cord on this back side here. So what I need to do is add some threaded rod down these holes right here. I drilled some 1/2-inch holes. I've got to get some threaded rod down there so that I'll be able to screw on the lamp sockets. Once those are set, I'll wire them in, and this thing should be about ready to go. So okay, so I've got the Hangman nice and sanded down here. I tried to get as much of this splotching off as possible. Some of that was just kind of stained in there from the wood finish, but it did bring out a lot more of the color in the divots. It had kind of dulled out when I had originally sanded it down, so this really kind of brought it back. Happy with it. So we're gonna get this base mounted. All right, let's get this guy wired in. I've been waiting too long for that. So, shorter side is our hot. So what I have here is the switch that I am opening up, this thing right here. Come on up. Alright, so I'm going to be screwing in this switch here. As long as I wired it correctly, which pretty sure I did. I should be able to just plug this in, throw in a bulb, and we'll have a new lamp, the Hangman. So here's a little sneak peek at something I got cooking. I already got these guys drilled. I threw the tape measure in there for size comparison, but gonna be going with something a little bigger coming up. All right, next up, the 3 Wise Men. Let's get these puppies wired in. Okay guys, 3 Wise Men. So I've got my 3 sockets here. sit straight up. The three wise men. I like it. So I'm gonna throw some bulbs in here and test it out. All right, y'all, there's a good look at the three wise men. I really like it. I think the birch looked great on the dark little box. I like that the box being reclaimed. It's sturdy. I'm a fan of the rustic look. I'm also not the best carpenter, so good thing I'm a fan of it. Then we got the Hangman right here.